everyone and welcome to the Booktube Numbers Tag. So today we're going to be doing the Booktube Numbers Tag. Now I wasn't specifically tagged by anybody to do this, I just thought I'd do it because it looked like fun, but I will leave a link down below to the original video as well as Abby of Pellinor's video because that's where I originally saw this tag. But with that now out of the way, let's get into the question. Question number 1 is, what was your first Booktube video? My first one was a sort of introductory video, I guess you could say. It was only a minute long, but if we're talking about first sort of like official Booktube video, then it was a review of On the Other Side by Carrie Hunt Fletcher. Question number 2 is, how many books are you currently reading? Technically 3, kind of 2. It depends on what you're talking about here, because I'm currently listening to My Heart is a Chainsaw, which is definitely one of them that I'm counting because I definitely count audiobooks as reading. I'm also actively reading as well The Grimrose Girls, and then I have also got The School for Good and Evil, but I'm kind of maybe DNFing it, not quite sure yet, because there's a lot of it that I am vibing with, but there's a certain sort of like element of stuff that I'm really not vibing with. So I'm kind of iffy on it, shall we say. I'm very much iffy on it. So I'm kind of vibing with it, kind of not. So I don't know if I am currently reading it or if I'm DNFing it. I'm still deciding. So it's basically the answer is 2, technically 3. Depends on what I'm doing. Question number 3 is, what were your top 3 books of last year? I'm going to be saying the 5th season series. I'm counting that as like one book, but that entire series, I absolutely loved it. I'm also going to say Legendborn. I absolutely loved Legendborn when I read it last year. Pretty sure that was last year. I'm 90% sure that was last year. Every year is blending into one at this point. Mari and the Night Brothers, if I read that last year. I think I did, I can't remember. If I didn't, then it's got to be Arusha, The City of Gold, because I love that series. The Fowl Twins Get What They Deserve. That was a really nice ending to that series, really nice wrap up. Probably whichever Skullduggery books I read last year, because I can't remember which ones we read when, but the Skullduggery books I read last year as well. That's got to add up to 3 read somewhere. I can't remember which ones I read. All years of blood into one. Question number 4 is, how many books did you read last year? 192 according to Goodreads. That's not including DNFs, I don't think, but 192. Most of that was graphic novels though. Do not get me wrong, that was mostly graphic novels because I have a serious thing for graphic novels and I just seem to read through them really quickly because they're graphic novels, and I read a lot last year, so a good 100 of that was graphic novels. I've got the exact stats in this video that I'll leave a link to up above, but I mean, it's still a pretty decent number. That was 192 off my TBR, so I'm pretty happy with that. Question number 5 is, how many 5-star reads have you had so far this year? According to my like reading spreadsheet thing, it's 13, so that's really not too bad. That's more than 1 a month. I know I've had like a run of like several of them that were 5 stars in like 1 month, and then other months where I haven't had any, but I'm still pretty happy with that. That's a nice number of 5-star reads for me. That's a really nice 5-star read sort of average. Question number 6 is, do you have a reading target for this year and are you on track? Yes, I planned on reading 60 books, but considering I have so far read, according to Goodreads, 234, again, 90% of that is graphic novel because I read a lot of graphic novels, and I was reading at least 3 a week at some point, so that sort of bumped it up. And I also did the graphics-a-thon, which was to read 30 graphic novels in 30 days, so I did that as well, so it's kind of bumped it up a bit. And so yeah, I've absolutely smashed that. I don't know if I've read 60 physical novels, but I've definitely smashed it in terms of getting stuff off the TBR. Question number 7 is, how many pages long is the book you're reading right now? 390 if I remember rightly, for Grimrose Girls. Question number 8 is, how long are your videos? They average in somewhere between the 10 and 20 minute mark, and some of them are shorter than that, some of them are longer than that. I mean, my She-Hulk like reading vlog was an hour and a half, so yeah, that was quite long, but I mean, they average about 10 to 20 minutes. Question number 9 is, do you have a favourite number? I always go back to the number 17 for no reason. I literally just always go back to the number 17. I also like the number 13 because 13, you know, 5 as well, because 5 colours in her hair is one of my favourite songs, hence the hair having 5 colours in it. It's slightly washed out now, but never mind. And finally, question number 10 is, do you have a book on your shelves with a number in the title or on the cover? Maleficent 7 by Derek Landy. It is a spin-off from the Skullduggery series. It is following Tanith Lowe and 6 other characters. They become the Maleficent 7, and that's all I'm really saying, because otherwise that is major spoilers for the rest of the series. But that is my answer. And that is the end of the Booktube Numbers Tag. As for who I'm tagging, Hannah from Ladder M, consider yourself tagged, and anybody else who wants to do this tag, consider yourself tagged as well. But with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, tell me some of your answers to this. I'd love to know. Or if you don't have that much time, leave me a numbers related emoji down below to let me know that you were here. I'll also leave a link as well down below to all my social media if you want to check it out, or if you want to check out the comic book sanctum, that is also linked down below if you want to know more about Thor, Doctor Strange, She-Hulk, Black Panther, or anybody else I've mentioned throughout this video. All that will be linked down below if you want to check it out, as well as to my Etsy and Redbubble store, which sells bookish merch if you're interested in that. Or if you just want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. But until next time, everyone, bye!